So, Banter FC back again. Jesus Christ, where do we start with this? Yesterday was embarrassing again, and I'm getting bored of embarrassing now. I thought we'd turned the corner. I thought that this manager was going to be half decent when he came in, and it's not gone that way, sadly. But David Ornstein's put something out there today saying that the club are backing Unai Emery. They're going to back him. They're not going to sack him. They're not talking to Luis Enrique. And there's a couple of ways you could read into that. They're not going to come out and say, "Oh yeah, by the way, we're talking to him and we're going to sack Emery next week." At the same time, I'm kind of believing the story that they're not going to sack him, which would be stupid. It'd be unbelievable. And there's all this talk as well. I mean, nobody even knows how long Emery's contract is. There's talk that it was 2 years with an option to extend for a year. And then it came out a couple of weeks back that no, actually, it might actually be a 3-year contract. So, I've seen a lot of people saying that it'd be cheaper to sack him than miss out on top four and stuff like that. Yeah, that probably is the case. But at the same time, if it is 2 years or 18 months that he's got left on his contract, it's not going to be the £6 million payoff. It's going to be a hell of a lot more than that. And maybe the club are just looking at it and thinking, well, let's just hope he turns the corner and we maybe get rid of him at the end of the season or something. I don't know. But they need to do something and they need to act like a big club. And I've been going to and fro in a group chat all day about certain managers and stuff like that. And I've said it time and time again, right? Arsenal fans think that our players are the best players in the world and they can get into Man City's team or they can get into Liverpool's team. You know, Aubameyang's the best striker ever. Other players on the pitch. Lucas Torreira's the best defensive midfielder in the world. And Mesut Ozil's the best number 10 in the world and stuff like that. The fact and reality is we overrate all of our players and none of them would get in Liverpool's team or Man City's team. Maybe Tierney at the moment because that left back they had playing or got playing today is useless for City. But other than that, how many of our players get into them two teams? Probably none. Probably none. In fact, it is none. Let's be real. And, I see, somebody sent me earlier, the net spend in the last 5 years. We are third in the Premier League on net spend. Liverpool have spent £120 million net less than us. Yes, I know they've had big players go out the club, but this is where Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool sat down and decided, right, we're selling Coutinho. We need a centre-back. We need a goalkeeper. That goalkeeper and that centre-back were the difference in them challenging for a title and winning the Champions League or hovering around the 3rd, 4th, 5th place. And they went out and they fixed the gaps. What did we do in the summer? Yes, it was great that we bought Pepe. Yes, it was great that we bought Tierney. Yes, it was great Martinelli's come in. He's surprised a lot of people. And obviously we've got Dani Ceballos as well. But we didn't go and get, David Luiz, and we didn't go and get that top draw centre-back that we needed. Would that be the difference between us winning and losing games? Probably not. I think there is still other issues in the team, and I think midfield's one of them. But if you have a proper centre-back, a Van Dijk, you go and do the money on a Van Dijk. You go and spend the 70, 80, 90 million pounds on that player. If that means that you're going to elevate yourself up the table and you're going to recoup that money over the next 2 seasons by getting Champions League. So why not go and do that? Instead we went out and bought Pepe. And whilst that's great, just as he's come into a bit of form and banged 2 goals, he's been in and out the team again. What's that going to do to his confidence? He's probably thinking, yes, I've got it now. I'm starting, I've got it. I've got going. I've got my couple of goals. And then he's dropped. And he sat on the bench yesterday until we went 2-0 down. Why didn't he start in the first place? And why didn't he come on when it was maybe 1-0? Why did we wait until 2-0 to then throw him onto the pitch? What's he going to do? We're 2-0 down. And if we really open up and have a go at them, then they'll just rip us apart now. 1-0, it's a bit of a different score. It's a bit of a different game, But at 2-0, the game was dead and buried. And let's be real, did anyone even at 1-0 think we were going to get back into it? Because I didn't. And it was kind of sad because, we've got Lacazette and Aubameyang that looked disinterested yesterday. They're just ambling around the pitch. And I was watching some of the Liverpool game earlier, and Gary Neville had it absolutely spot on. He said, that Liverpool front three, he goes, look at them. He goes, look, he goes, they're all in a line. They're all pressing. They all go at the same time. Yeah, he goes, that is a better drilled front three than most back threes. And he's absolutely spot on. What do our strikers do? Apart from banging the goals every now and again. They're not even doing that at the moment. And when they're not scoring goals, I'm not trying to dig them two out, by the way. I'm just making a point here. When they're not scoring goals, what do they actually bring to the party? What do they do? When our midfield hasn't got the ball, what does the midfield bring to the party? Because none of them bother tracking back. None of them track runners. None of them bother to try and get into the box to score a goal. And I mean, again, Fabinho, what a screamer that was. Where's our player that can go and do that Fabinho shot tonight? Where's our player that can do that? None of our midfield score goals. And then if you want to go down the route of playing with fullbacks, whipping balls in, yeah, cool. So why has Tierney not started yesterday? The guy's clearly the best left back at the club, and he's sitting on the bench. He got substituted the other week for Kolasinac with like 3 minutes to go, and that was to prove a point because he told Emery to calm down a minute earlier, and he subbed him off. And it's like, you look at the situation, and I said this on stream yesterday. Leicester City have got a better midfield than Arsenal. Let that sink in, right? And fair play, they're flying at the moment. They're doing really great. They're currently second. They're playing good football, and the confidence is flowing. But it's Leicester City. Leicester City. How comes we didn't go and get Maddison? How comes we didn't go and get Tillemans? How comes we didn't go and get Ndidi? We're poncing around with all these players that we overhype and think are amazing players, when the fact and reality is they are not amazing players. They're bang average, most of these players. And the ones that are not bang average are sat on the bench. And it's like, it just don't make any sense. Some of his substitutions are just a joke. Them players are not running around for him, and they're not running around fighting for each other. It looks like everyone's given up. And he has to go. I don't care. He has to go. Maybe give it to Freddie for the rest of the season. Maybe go and get Jose, Allegri, whoever you want in the summer. Whoever you're looking at, whoever you think could do a job. Luis Enrique, maybe. But can we actually genuinely do any worse if Freddie Ljungberg or somebody else was manager right now? I don't think we can. And I think the longer this goes on, the more volatile it's going to get at games again. I've been through that and seen everyone fighting with each other, the Wenger in, the Wenger out. I've seen some vile stuff being said at matches to players whilst in games. So yeah, it's not great. And I thought we'd gone past that stage. I thought that Raul and Haley and I weren't too sure about Vinay anyway. I said that when it was announced. I thought he was another Gazidis. Talks a good game commercially, but all them deals were already in place before he got here. So what does he actually do? What is he genuinely doing for our club right now? Raul sat there when he did the interview with Laura Woods, and he said before the Europa League final, our objective for Unai Emery this season was to get top 4 or get us into the top 4 by winning the Europa League. Well, he fouled on both counts. So firstly, when I look back at it now, and I was backing him this season, I was going to give him up till Christmas. But when I think back at that, and I remember what he said, why didn't they sack him then? Because he didn't hit the objectives. And then you could go, okay, cool, he's given him a chance. He got very close. He got to the final. He lost in the final. We slumped in form for the last few games of the season. Cool. Let's go again next season. We give him some money. He can go and get his players and we can move forward. Then we're sitting here after 12 games and we've won 1/3 of our Premier League games this season. Sheffield United are above us. Sheffield United. That Sheffield United team, by the way, has gone to Stamford Bridge and got a result, something we ain't done for God knows how long. They've gone to Tottenham and got a result. They beat us at their ground. They very, very nearly got something against Liverpool as well. And it's just mind-blowing that the guy is not going to be sacked according to David Ornstein. I mean, David Ornstein does chat a lot of crap. He said that we weren't linked with Pepe, and then we signed Pepe. He also said no more signings. The transfer window shut for Arsenal, and then we signed Danny Welbeck. Nuri Sahin was apparently having a medical at Arsenal. Well, where is he then? So I'll take a lot of what he says with a pinch of salt. But if we genuinely keep Emery till the end of the season, then bye-bye Raul as well then. Yeah, because you're clearly not that ruthless guy that we all thought you were. You're clearly not Don Raul. Yeah, the guy that makes the massive decisions and transforms teams from being decent into being the best, like he did at Barcelona. And I don't know. Listen, like I said, if he stays, we're just going to get worse. It's going to kick off at football games again. Everyone's going to be fighting with each other. And this is where fans now need to stick together, because I had this chat in a group chat earlier. I had this conversation, right? That when it was the Wenger in, Wenger out, that was very split. That was 50-50, whatever, 60-40 either way, whatever you want to call it. With this, it's very, very hard to find an Arsenal fan that is actually Emery in. So if that's the case, we get him out. Simple. You get him out. Because we're sat there right now behind Sheffield United on goal difference. On goal difference, right? They're on the same points. They've got a better goal difference. How many of them Sheffield United players would Arsenal fans say, yep, it'd start for us every week? I guarantee it's none. Yeah, it's none. And that is because we've got better players. They're not performing. They've got to look at themselves in the mirror. None of them are performing. When you've got the club captain, who's now not the club captain, standing at Watford away saying we were scared, and then he's saying that he's not ready to play matches yet, then he's going out and doing another interview in Germany, by the way. I don't know if anyone's seen that. He's done another interview in Germany saying that he doesn't really regret what he did and blah, blah, blah. It's like, mate, are you taking liberties here or what? Like, seriously, are you taking the wholesale mick? Not only have you come out 5 days after it actually happened with some half-assed apology that was more of an excuse, you've then gone to Germany or done a newspaper article in Germany and basically backed what you did. And it's like, and this is what our club has come to right now. And it's kind of sad to watch it because, like I said, I wanted Wenger out for a very long time. When Emery came in, it was that I went to Emery's first game. I was there when we lost to Man City. I was like there the whole season, week in, week out. And on that 22 unbeaten run, there was warning signs then. But it was a new manager. We were backing him. I remember at Fulham away, everyone singing, "We've got our Arsenal back." Well, we've got it back now because we're back to Banter a.f.c. again. You know, how I mean, all you guys putting in about Liverpool 3-0 up. There you go. Liverpool are 3-0 up against the champions. And they're currently unbeaten this season. And it would not surprise me one bit if they went unbeaten. They are so good, it is unbelievable. And I remember when we were linked with Jurgen Klopp. Oh, no, he's not any good. Really? A lot of people wanted to keep Wenger and not get Jurgen Klopp, or keep Wenger and not get Pep Guardiola. And they're the two best managers in the league right now. Pep's having a little wobbly because he's got no defence. He's got, I think, it's Fernandinho in defence today. What's that all about? But I just think that if we're going to if we think we're a big club, which I do, I think we're a big club, we've got to start evaluating the situation properly rather than sitting here bigging up all of these players that ain't really that great. Let's be real. They're not that great. Aubameyang's very good, don't get me wrong. But if he don't score, he does nothing. Yeah? If Firmino don't score, he's running around, he's pressing, he's chasing, he's winning the ball back. Same with Mane, same with Salah. Do you know what I'm saying? Every one of you would sit here and say, yeah, I'd take Aubameyang over Firmino all day long. Work rate, Aubameyang ain't got it. All he does is get in the position to score goals, which is great. And without him, we'd be even more fucked. Yeah, simple as that. We'd probably be bottom of the table or something, or very close to. But at the same time, would he get in Liverpool's team? Probably not. Would he get in Man City's over Aguero? Probably not. You know, and that is where we need to get to. We need to get to that stage. But until we evaluate the situation properly and stop putting these players up there as world class, we ain't got any world class players. We genuinely haven't got a world class player at this club. We've got players with potential to be world class, but we haven't actually got a world class player at this football club. And that, for a club of our size, is a disgrace. And that is because it's been piss poorly managed by the previous lot. And it looks like it's being run exactly the same by this lot. And the only difference is we've gone and spent a bit of money this time. So I don't know. I think we just need to get rid of this guy, maybe give it to Freddie, and just say, look, we'll see the season out. That'll give us time to go and get the guy that we want. If it isn't Allegri or if it isn't Jose, who are immediately available. Wenger's available. I'm sure a lot of you are taking back as well. But yeah, again, like, you know, I'll give you another example, right? Mesut Ozil, Zach said this to me, big up Zach, right? Mesut Ozil was banished out of the first team to the reserves. Well, we're not even in the reserves. We weren't even in the squads or anything, right? And then all of a sudden, he's back straight in the team playing again. Well, how have you gone from not getting in the squad to instantly playing again? Surely the natural progression would be you're on the bench. That's a weird decision. Yeah, very weird decision. Lacazette, big up Rebecca. She loves Lacazette. Look, Lacazette is good. Well, he weren't yesterday. He was rubbish. But yeah, the way I see it, Lacazette, he comes back from his injury. He's been absolutely pony since he's come back, right? And I think he's better than Aubameyang, by the way. I actually genuinely believe that. I think he's got more about his game than Aubameyang has, although Aubameyang outscores him, obviously. But he has been absolutely woeful since he's come back. Why is he starting games? Why is he starting again? You've then got Kieran Tierney on the bench. Why? Best left back in the club, one of the best left backs in the league. Yeah, and that's not trying to overhype. That's just being genuine. He is a very good left back, and we're sitting him on the bench for Kolasinac. Really? Then you've got Bellerin. Yeah, Bellerin. Maybe he's been rushed back a bit too quick because again yesterday he was trash, absolutely trash. But if you listen to half of our fan base, he's one of the best right backs in world football. No, he ain't. No, he ain't. Let's stop over hyping these players to make it sound like they are amazing. And then when they don't perform, yeah, it's, oh, well, they've just had an off day. They've just had an off day. No, it's not. The manager's not picking the right team. The manager's getting the tactics wrong. He's getting the formations wrong. And then when the players are going out there, they're not performing. And it ain't good enough. And until us as fans all get together, whether it be at games, whether it be however you want to do it, maybe not buying whatever, I don't know. I don't know how to do it. But the fact is, and the reality is, 99.9% of Arsenal fans want this manager gone. So if that's the case, we do something about it then, don't we? Instead of all sitting here like, oh no, I'm not going to back this, or I'm not going to back that, or I'm not going to not go to a game or something. I don't know. I don't know how you do it. But if everybody wants him out, we'll get him out. At the end of the day, fans, there's no football club without us fans. We pump in millions and millions and millions of pounds into that club, right? And the Sky Sports deal wouldn't be so good. The BT Sport deal wouldn't be so good. If we start slipping down the table to 10th, do you think they're giving us what they'd be giving us if we were third or fourth? Of course they wouldn't. Sponsorship deals start drying up, stuff like that. And like I said, Raul and Vinay and Edu have got a massive decision to make. And if he ain't sacked this week or before the international break is over, then that's a disgrace, an absolute disgrace, because we have won 1/3 of our games in the Premier League. And we are behind Sheffield United. So there we go. There's 17 minutes of ranting. Smash the granny out of the like button. Nearly 400 people watching live. Do smash the likes up. Only about 115 people away from 30k as well. So thank you very much for that. I do appreciate that. I'm going to read out some of these comments for 5-10 minutes. So thank you to everyone in the chat. Start a petition. Well, listen, the petition kind of worked last time, didn't it? Turkish 1978. When it got Josh Kroenke. In fact, that's another thing. Where's Josh Kroenke? Because it's all well coming out saying, I told everyone to be excited. Is anyone excited now? Where's the next comments? Where's the next interview that he's going to do? Where's Ornstein going to see him again? Get him back out here. Let's see what he's got to say for himself now. So it's all well and good when it's going well. How about come out and say something when it ain't going so well? When's the podcast? I don't know. I might have to switch something up with this podcast because obviously I'm in Spain, mate. So and most of the people I wanted to get on live in England. Most of them. A couple live in other countries, but the idea was go and meet them and sit down and do it properly. But I don't know. It might have to be a live podcast on here instead of going and sitting down, pre-recording it and uploading it. So I don't know. I'll have to think about that, mate. I'll have a little think tomorrow and see how I'm going to do it. Maybe we can get Pep when he gets sacked. Do you know what? This is funny. I spoke earlier in the chat that I'm in about Pep. He never really sticks around like Jose for too long, does he? 3 years and he's gone. And it wouldn't surprise me if he weren't there at the end of the season. But this is another thing, right? A lot of people say about Jose, oh, he's rubbish in his third year. No, he's not. He's not rubbish in his third year. I see saying earlier on, he's won 6 trophies in the third year at clubs he's been at in total. The first year at clubs he's been at, he's only won 8. So he's not that much worse in the third year to what he is in the first year. The second year is his best year. I think it was 12 or 13, something like that. But the reason him and Pep only stay in jobs for so long, for 3 years, is because they're so intense and they're so on it and aggressive and it's just non-stop. Yeah, it's mentally draining. And then they go out and they have a little break or whatever, or they go and freshen themselves up and go to another club. I wouldn't be surprised if Pep's available at the end of the season. I don't think they'll sack him. Let's not be daft. I don't think they'll sack him. Um, but yeah, there we go. Big up, Paul. His team won again today. Go on the White Web Eagles, 2-0 under 15s. Top manager. Maybe we should get you as Arsenal manager, mate. Yeah, you're doing all right. KSI. Yeah, I did see he won. I haven't seen any of it. But do you permanently live in Spain? Yes, I do, mate. Every day I wake up to sun, sand, and sea. It's great every day. Literally yesterday. Yesterday it was like 20 degrees, not a single cloud in the sky. So yeah, it was nice. And then everyone back home's freezing. So, but I'm sure the temperature will drop come like December, January time. It'll drop a little bit more, but it's not going to be stupidly cold. What's wrong with the Bulls? They can't see how shit Emery is. Says Fly Emirates. Well, exactly. And this is the thing, mate. Maybe they are, but like I said at the very beginning, maybe they're not. They ain't going to come out and say, "Oh, by the way, we're talking to Luis Enrique, and yeah, we're going to sack him. Yeah, we're definitely going to sack him." They're never going to come out and say that. So I'm going to wait for this week. I'm going to see if he's sacked by the end of the week. If he ain't sacked by the end of the week, I fully expect him to be sacked tomorrow morning. When he goes into that training ground tomorrow morning, I expect him to be pulled in and told, "You're gone. Bye." Close the door on the way out. Good evening. So yeah, we shall see what happens. David Ornstein's the biggest liar, says Jeremiah. I'm a poet and I didn't know it. I wouldn't say he's the biggest liar. He just don't get fed information anymore. His two sources at the club, one got sacked and one quit. Maybe if we stop I'll start again. Maybe if we stop overhyping these dead players, we would go somewhere. Well, there you go, Omar. Evening to you, mate. Exactly. Shall we have a bet on him being sacked? I'll have a bet with you, Rebecca, all day long. I'll bet you he will be sacked. And I'll say by Friday, latest Friday. If he's still here Friday, I'm not going to be happy because it means we're going through all that crap again. Who's our next game? I don't even know who the next game is. Let's see who the next game is. I know we've got some big ones coming up soon. Oh, Southampton. There we go. They got mullered 9-0 the other week. No doubt they'll come to the Emirates and turn into a prime Barcelona with Charlie Austin banging in some goals. Shane Long, does he still play for them? He always turns into Messi every time he plays against us. So yeah, no doubt they'll come and turn it on and beat us. Then we've got Eintracht at the Emirates a few days later, 5 days later. And then we have Norwich City away, who are bottom of the table. So no doubt they'll get 3 points as well. It's all good here, isn't it? I'm going to do 5 more minutes of this and I'm going to get myself out of here. Bring Graham back. I'd say bring George Graham back as well, mate. I bet he's still a top draw manager now. If he can win a trophy for that lot down the road, that shows how good he is. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? Mike Dean's fuming. Give him a red card, Mike Dean. Give him a red card. Prank call troops. I think he's doing a watch along, actually. I think he's doing a watch along. No point phoning him. He never answers his phone. I swear that guy is the hardest guy to get hold of. Love him to bits, though, man. And it's nice to see he's uploading more as well. We are the Arsenal time we started acting like it. Exactly, Wiggy. Exactly. We haven't acted like a big club for a long, long time. You know, people say about all the, like when I say about having Jose as manager, oh, but we've got class and tradition. We ain't. We ain't got no class and tradition. Is it classy and traditional to start fighting with your fans at the ground? Yeah. Is it classy and traditional to boo your players? Is it classy and traditional to racially abuse your players? We ain't got no class and tradition. We left that at Highbury a very long time ago. A long, long time ago. And it turned into a money-making machine. And yeah, everyone who sat on the board has lined their pockets, which, listen, they're entitled to do that. I don't begrudge anyone making money. But at the same time, make money, but make the club as good as it can be. And they haven't done that. None of them have. None of them have. The previous manager was part of that as well. This manager doesn't really get a say, whereas the last one did. So I'm not hating on him. I'm just saying he did have a very big say at what happened and what was spent at the club. And everyone's made a lot of money out of it, and we've not gone anywhere apart from to a different stadium. You know, it's sad. It's sad to see how embarrassing we've become and how rubbish we've become. You know, before I'm lucky that I've seen us win titles. Yeah, because if I was a fan now and I was growing up and we were this crap, I'd start contemplating a different sport. But yeah, I'm lucky that I've seen us win titles and doubles, and you know, I've actually seen us win in Europe as well, believe it or not. Yeah, so there we go. All right, let's do a few more of these and wrap it up. Do drive the likes up. Not even 100 of you would like this. Come on, what's going on here? Do I look like Emery in disguise or something? You're all hating. Come on, stick the likes on it and subscribe if you're new as well. I'm embarrassed to be an Arsenal supporter, says one love a.f.c. Well, it's not great when you're getting ripped, mate, by rivals, but at the same time, it's all banter, in it. But we are actually a banter club again. So yeah, we are a bit in the mire right now, and I'm just hoping that they make the right decision. And the right decision is to get rid of him. And whether it's Jose, Allegri, Freddie, I don't care who it is, get rid of him. Yeah, I'd give it to every single one of you if I could. Just do it. You'd do a better job. Like I've said this many times, right? If we was to pick our best 11, everybody in that chat to pick a best 11, 9 of that 11, we'd all pick the same. So why does he change it every week? Torreira wants to leave. Good. Bye-bye. He can go as well. Man was sitting there crying because Xhaka got abused. And that's our warrior in midfield, yeah? Not for me. Go. And we'll probably make money on him as well that we probably won't spend. Remember, bruv, Josh said after dinner with Emery that he believed he can get Arsenal into the Champions League final. He did actually say that. He must have fully had a little smoke before that dinner. Torreira is class. Well, on what? On what, Joel? Elaborate, mate. Elaborate. I don't see it. I've not seen it since Christmas, if I'm being honest. He's come in. He started off on the bench. He then got into the team. He was good for 3 months. What's he done since? All he's done since is cry because Xhaka was getting booed. Apparently, they're backing him until at least the end of the season. Yeah, that's what I was saying, mate, at the very beginning. Like I say, I'm going to wrap it up anyway, right? But they're not going to come out and say he's going to get sacked, and we're talking to other managers, right? So we've got to take what has been said with a pinch of salt. But this is the same David Ornstein that told us, let's remember this, Arsenal are not interested in Nicola Pepe. They have not put a bid in for it. He actually tweeted it out. I can't remember the journalist who put it out there, but I remember I landed at Malaga Airport on the 13th of July, and that journalist put out there, we're putting a bid in for Nicola Pepe. Ornstein come out and tweeted, Arsenal have got no interest in Nicola Pepe. It's way out of their budget, and they're not looking at that player. There you go. Make of that what you will. Anyway, I will be back at 9 o'clock. Thank you to everybody who's watched. 350 it peaks out, I think, at one point. Lee Gunner 82 on Instagram. Go and show that some love as well. Also, Arsenal chants. That's in the description. There's a new Martinelli chant as well. So go and check that out on that channel. Go and subscribe to that as well. That link is in the description for this one. So go and check that out. That Martinelli chant is pretty decent. I quite like that one as well. So yeah, I'll be back at 9. Laters, peeps.